Once upon a time in France, a land of romance and elegance, a kingdom ruled by noble kings and queens with fancy diamond rings. From Charlemagne to Napoleon Bonaparte, the French fought and conquered with art. Their armies marched with style and grace, and enemies fled without a trace. But not everything in French history was fine. They had their share of chaos and decline. The Revolution was a time of terror, and Marie Antoinette lost her head in error. From Joan of Arc to Louis XIV, the French had leaders with a lot of pizzazz. But when it came to wars and strife, they sometimes lost their way in life. Yet, through it all, the French remained a people with a sense of humor ingrained. They made us laugh with their silly accents, and their love of cheese and baguettes. So let's raise a glass to France today. A country with a rich and funny history in every way. From the Eiffel Tower to the Moulin Rouge, they always know how to make us amuse. In France, the land of wine and cheese, they have a politics that can make you wheeze. Their presidents have a certain flair, and their scandals, well, they're beyond compare. From Sarkozy to Macron, they all had moments that were quite bon. But when it comes to politics, they play hard. And sometimes it feels like they're always on guard. The French are known for their revolutions, and their love of protests and resolutions. But when it comes to government bureaucracy, sometimes it feels like it's all just lunacy. Their National Assembly is quite a sight, with politicians who can talk all night. And their Senate, well, it's a different story, where old men gather to debate with glory. But no matter what happens in French politics, they always find a way to make it ironic, with scandals that involve cheese and wine, and politicians who can't help but whine. So let's raise a glass to French politics, where even the serious moments are comic, and where the people always find a way to make us laugh and smile every day. In France, they say, c'est la vie. And when it comes to the economy, they try. Their GDP may not be top-notch, but their wine and cheese, they never botch. The French have a certain savoir-faire. When it comes to fashion and debonair, their luxury goods are in high demand, and their exports are worth a grand. But when it comes to taxes and red tape, the French can often make us gape. Their business regulations can be a fright, and their labor laws are always in sight. The French may not be the most productive, but they know how to make things seductive. From perfume to haute cuisine, their products are always très bien. And when it comes to their work week, the French know how to take a sneak. Their 35-hour limit is quite a feat, and their lunch breaks, they never cheat. So let's raise a glass to the French economy, where things are always a bit more laissez-faire, and where the wine and cheese always flow, making us forget about the economy's woes. In France, the population is diverse, with people from all over the universe. From Paris to Marseille, they're all unique, and their demographics can make you peak. The French are known for their romance, and their birth rate used to be a dance. But now they're facing a demographic shift, and their aging population is quite the rift. The youth are leaving for greener pastures, and their retirees are enjoying leisure pleasures. Their birth rate is dropping like a stone, and their population growth is all but gone. But the French are not ones to despair. They still have their joie de vivre to share. Their culture and history are still in bloom, and their love of life will always resume. So let's raise a glass to French demographics, where the young and old are both enigmatic, and where the population may be on the wane, but their spirit and charm will always remain. In France, they have a certain flair. Their culture is unique and quite rare. From baguettes to croissants, they know cuisine, and their fashion is always on the scene. The French have a love of art, from the Louvre to the Chagall Heart. Their painters and sculptors are world-renowned, and their creative spirit knows no bound. But when it comes to language and communication, the French can cause some consternation. Their accent can be hard to decipher, and their grammar can make you feel the viper. The French are proud of their heritage, and their monuments are a real leverage. From the Eiffel Tower to Notre Dame, their history and culture are a true acclaim. But let's not forget their love of wine, and their ability to dine and shine. Their cheese and chocolate are oh so divine, and their hospitality is always online. So let's raise a glass to French culture, where the wine and cheese always nurture, and where the art and fashion never tire, making us all feel a little more desire.